Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Well, it's been over a year since I listed the top 12 greatest Christmas specials, and though I still stand by the list, except maybe Christmas Story and Christmas Carol should have been a tie, a lot of people said there were even more specials that I was missing. So much so that I pretty much had no choice but to do another one. There's so many good specials out there, how can you just keep them to one list? These are sort of the runners-up, the next best after last year's choices. So, get ready, because this is the return of the Christmas specials! Jesus. So, let's take a look at our next top 11. Why top 11? Because I like to go one step beyond. Let's take a look. Number 11. The Star Wars Christmas Special. What? That's not a real special. It doesn't even exist. No human could be that idiotically cruel. Well, let's move on to the real number 11 spot, Elf. Now, I have to admit, I don't really see this as a good movie. While the premise is good, I feel the characters are boring, the jokes are kind of weak, and the story just gets a little too corny for me. So what propels it to being a Christmas classic? Will Ferrell. He is just hilarious. I love his energy, I love his innocence, and I just love his naivete.
Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody. Hi.
How can you not like him? He's just so delightfully annoying.
Does someone need a hug?
This was Will Ferrell's first starring role after he left SNL, and thankfully he completely saves the film. I guess it's just good luck that the first film you actually star in will be watched by millions every Christmas. Though let's hope he doesn't do any other Christmas movies. Yeah, that wouldn't work. What can I say except sometimes one really funny man can in fact make a really funny Christmas special.
Call me Elf one more time. Call me Elf. You're an elf. Oh.
Number 10. The Garfield Christmas Special. This is another one that when you look at it isn't really anything spectacular. It's kind of cheesy and the songs get really lame at times.
You can never find an elf when you need one.
In fact, I think it's the first special to ever have yodeling in a Christmas song.
It's a good old-fashioned Christmas, you're a lady.
But unlike Elf, there are actually two things that keep people coming back. One is Garfield, of course. I mean, he's just a lovable character. A pure cynic, but still very funny and very likable. And the other is the family. I just love these guys. If you ever grew up on a farm or knew anyone that grew up on a farm, then you know these people. You got the homebody mother, the quiet, no-nonsense father, the shy, sometimes very silly brother, and probably the coolest grandmother ever.
Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. Whoop, whoop, bidoop, bidoop, bidoop.
I mean, this grandma kicks ass. She should be at every Christmas get-together.
I see you putting on a little belly. Ah, you're getting soft, boy. Come on, hit me right here. Give me your best shot.
On top of that, it's decent animation, the jokes are funny enough, and it has a lot of that mushy stuff that seems lame at times, but at Christmas, you can let a little bit get by. Garfield Christmas Special, a merry pick for the number 10 spot.
Can't wait till Christmas. Wake me when it's through.
Number 9. The Polar Express, but only in 3D. I say this because the film on its own is just okay. And I know it sounds like I'm trashing some of these Christmas specials, but really, the things that are good are unbelievably good. And that's what makes them stand out. And this one is no different. When it's good, it's really good. But at times it can feel really manipulative. Like they're trying to make a Christmas classic instead of just telling a good story. It's like they said, we need a song here because most children's classics have a song here.
Putting up the Christmas tree with friends who come around.
We need a scary moment here because most children's classics have a scary moment here. And we need some speech with the word heart in it because, well, you know the drill.
Just remember, the true spirit of Christmas lies in your heart.
Suck my big fat fucking heart!
That and the CG can be a little creepy at times. But like I said, when it works, it's a very nice film. I love the atmosphere, the premise is unique, and I like how they turn the whole idea about believing in Santa Claus sort of like a challenge of faith, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
I want to believe.
But you don't want to be bamboozled. You don't want to be caught.
Sometimes, the most real things in the world are the things we can't see.
But what really makes it stand out is the 3D. Only see this movie on IMAX and in 3D. You literally feel like you've been transported to the North Pole. That's what really propels it into an experience rather than just a movie. I know a lot of times people see 3D as a cheat, but with this, you really feel like you're there, and the film is shot to make you feel that way as well. Though I am getting a little tired as Zemeckis making these damn films. Yes, we know animation can look realistic, but if you're just gonna motion capture them anyway, why not just go back to using real friggin' actors? Well, for whatever reason he keeps doing it, Polar Express is a ton of fun to watch and leaves you feeling that good old-fashioned Christmas spirit. On its own, it's okay, but in 3D, it's really friggin' cool. And definitely gets you in the mood for the Christmas season. But next time, could you leave the Steven Tyler elf out? Seriously. What the fuck? Number 8. The Star Wars Christmas Special. God damn it! We get that out of here! I told you it doesn't exist! The Blackadder Christmas Carol. Now granted, many of you might not even know what the show Blackadder is, but it's not required to totally enjoy the special. It's a British comedy starring Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie, and many others as they're reincarnated through different periods in time. The character of Blackadder is always the world's biggest asshole. That's part of what makes the show so funny. But in the Christmas special, he's the nicest man in England.
A penny for Christmas cheer, sucker.
Well, certainly, here.
But this all changes when the spirit of Christmas comes to show him flashbacks of his ancestors, which are of course from the other episodes he's done. Ironically, Blackadder likes the way his ancestors act and decides he wants to be a jerk from now on.
Oh, we're in love! Ill-conceived love, I should warn you, is like a Christmas cracker. One massively disappointing bang and the novelty soon wears off.
It's cynical, it's cruel, and it's all done in the name of goodwill toward men. Now, it does help to see the original shows before watching the Christmas special, but it's not totally necessary. But the scenes of Blackadder acting nice are a million times funnier when you know the character he usually is. Every time he smiles and laughs, you know he's repressing a ton of anger and wants to smack someone in the face.
Look, there must be something we can do. That box of matches in your basket is just the thing I need. How much did they cost?
A quitter match.
Mr. Scratchit, I suspect that to be a lie of sorts.
And luckily by the end, he does.
I've made you a fist. Ooh. And what's wonderful about it is that you can use it again, and again, and again. Thank you, Mr. B.
It's funny, it's dark, it's a perfect offset to all the Yuletide cheer we're so used to getting this time of year.
Mr. B, where's the milk of human kindness? It's gone off, Baldric. It stinks.
Number 7. Gremlins. Yeah, I know many of you wouldn't consider this a Christmas movie, but I'm surprised to find just how many people whip this movie out around this time of year. I guess who doesn't want to see red-eyed demons attack innocent bystanders while singing Holly Jolly Christmas tunes? But the more I thought about it, yeah, I do surprisingly think of Christmas when I think of this movie. I remember Gizmo given as a present, I remember the gremlin in the tree, I remember the dog wrapped up in Christmas lights, I even remember that goddamn fucking weird speech about Santa Claus that just came out of nowhere.
Now I have another reason to hate Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. I was 9 years old. I went to try to light up the fire, and that's when I noticed the smell. And me and Mom were expecting them to pull out a dead cat or a bird. And instead, they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He slipped and broke his neck. And that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.
Thanks. Oddly enough, in some deranged, sick way, this movie did manage to tie in a lot with Christmas. Weird, huh? I don't even know what else to say about it. To be honest, I'm a little disturbed that I connect such a joyous time of year with such hell-raising little maniacs. And the fact that a lot of other people do too. But hey, if everyone is watching it this time of year, at least I know I'm not the only one who's going crazy. And at least I can enjoy Christmas with all the other nutballs watching it with me. Number 6. The Nativity. Well, yeah, sort of a no-brainer. The story of Christmas wouldn't be here without the story of Christmas. It's pretty straightforward, though they do address some areas of the story that many have overlooked. Like Joseph's reaction that Mary apparently had a virgin birth. He's about ready to actually stone her until the angel finally appears and set things right. Oh, really? Immaculate Conception, huh? Oh, the Son of God! Yeah, the Lord of all, no kidding. Wow, I'm gonna give the Archangel 2 seconds before I pound the living shit out of you!
Don't, Joseph. It's cool.
You got lucky. I also really enjoy the 3 wise men in this movie. They're actually really likable and even a tad bit goofy. But not too much that's over the top. The only problem I have is that the spiritual aspect almost seems rushed at times. Every time the angel appears, it's like a drive-by prophecy. Bitch, you bring it back! But the rest of the film is good. It's thoughtful, it's heartwarming, and it's very engaging to watch. For some reason, the film got really panned by critics. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe because it was following on the heels of The Passion, and everyone thought we were going to see more religious sadist porn after that. I don't know. But the film is good and seriously overlooked. In fact, I'm curious to see what else the director of this movie has directed recently. Well, trust me when I say this film is good. And if you haven't seen it yet, check it out this Christmas. I mean, it's Jesus' birthday, for crying out loud. You owe him that. Number 5. The Pinky and the Brain Christmas Special. How can you go wrong with Pinky and the Brain? Our favorite mouse duo bent on world domination have a wild time trying to insert a hypnotizing doll into Santa's sleigh.
Just act natural, Pinky.
The jokes as always are great and the characters work off each other wonderfully, but what sets it apart from other episodes is the ending. I won't give too much away, but it's so beautifully cheesy but so surprisingly touching that it creates a wonderful piece of Christmas epicness. In fact, I'm actually a little shocked to hear that some people actually get teary-eyed at this ending. Who would have thought Pinky and the Brain could make anyone teary-eyed? And on top of that, it's just funny. You can always tell the writers are working really hard on this show and the laughs always come through.
Who you working for? The Easter Bunny? The Tooth Fairy? Herschel the Hanukkah Goblin?
The animation is great, the story's hilarious, and the good spirit of Christmas is always shining through. It's Christmas gold from beginning to end. Number 4. All in the Family, the Draft Dodger. Often considered one of the great... Okay, what is that? Can you tell me what that is? Often considered one of the greatest sitcoms of all time, All in the Family created a brilliantly uncomfortable scenario for almost every episode. They also did a ton of Christmas shows as well, but probably the most poignant was The Draft Dodger. It's Christmas Eve at the Bunker's house and the always conservative and bigoted Archie is eating with his family. But he's greeted by one of Mike's friends from Canada who's breaking the law by being there because he moved there to avoid the draft. On top of that, one of Archie's friends is invited too, who recently lost a son in Vietnam. My God, the awkward machine is about to blow! Again, I don't really want to give anything away, so I won't say much more. But let's just say it's uncomfortable.
I wrote to the president about it, Mr. Bunker. He just couldn't come up with as many reasons for killing people as I could for not killing them.
I will also say that you can see why this show is often considered one of the best shows ever. Its writing is so direct and so uncompromising that you have no choice but to confront the issues they're talking about. As always, though, they mix in just the right amount of comedy as well.
What do you think the whole people of this country can say whether or not they want to go to war? You couldn't get a decent war off the ground that way.
It's funny, powerful, and leaves quite an impact. But hey, that's the show in a nutshell. And on Christmas, you can always expect something strong and meaningful every time. Number 3. Joyous Noel. This film is starting to grow in popularity, but still not a household name. It truly is fantastic, though, and deserves more recognition. It's based on an incredible true story set in the First World War. Scottish, German, and French soldiers are head-to-head in the trenches, ready to kill one another. But on the night of Christmas, they all amazingly agreed to a ceasefire because of the holiday.
We were talking about a ceasefire for Christmas Eve.
They come out of their bunkers, they talk to each other, exchange pictures, and even hold a mass. It's friggin' unbelievable. When you watch it, you really can't believe people can be this good. They form strong and powerful friendships that they don't want to destroy if they go back to war. Because of this, things get very complicated the day after, and the day after that, and even the day after that. Trying to kill a man you just called your friend a few days ago is near impossible, and this film shows the sacrifice that these men went through so that they didn't have to do it. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but the focus is on the night the troops stopped firing. They decided to show their fellow man the peace and love that Christmas is all about. It's an unbelievable story and is captured very well in this film. Trust me when I say if you haven't seen it yet, you're in for something special. Number 2. The Snowman. Yeah, I heard a lot of you complaining on the last list that I forgot to put this in. Well, here it is in all its animated glory, and it truly is wonderful. It's hard to describe exactly what makes it so good. I think it's just the fact that it's a relatively simple story that somehow really seems to teleport you to another world. There's no sound and no dialogue, but that just makes it stand out even more. The look is very unique and really offers a warm, imaginative look at winter. The story you've heard before is pretty much the tale of Frosty the Snowman. The boy makes a snowman, he comes to life, he flies. Well, that's fucking cool. And he takes him to a rocking party where there's like a bajillion other snowmen? Dude, I want to go to a snowman party. Not his. The only downside I have to admit is the ending. It's not really bad or anything, but it's just so damn depressing. And there's not one happy thing about it. Most children's classics have something uplifting at the end, but this film is just like, nope, life sucks, Merry Christmas. It pisses me off every time. How dare they show me the truth? But then again, maybe that's the strength of the piece. You like it so much that you never want to see it end. The Snowman is simply a classic, no matter how you look at it.
The villages go by like trees.
And the number 1 next best Christmas special is Die Hard. It counts, it counts! It takes place at Christmas, therefore it's a friggin' Christmas movie. One of the best action movies of all time? How can you go wrong? It just kicks ass. Now for all of you saying, oh, it has nothing to do with the Christmas spirit, fuck you, it's Die Hard. Oh, this doesn't talk about Santa, Jesus, or the joy of the holidays. Fuck you, it's Die Hard. But this doesn't even have a moral. What can you possibly learn from Christmas by watching this? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, it's Die Hard! This is the action movie, and every Christmas I find more and more people watch it around the holidays.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's action-packed, it's a great story. I mean, it's Die Hard! What more can you say about it? The title itself is practically an explanation about why it's so great. The movie even ends with the song Let It Snow. How many action movies end with Let It Snow?
Let it snow, let it snow.
Aside from Die Hard 2, but Die Hard is better. This movie kicks ass, but it kicks even more ass at Christmas. The story is great, the action is great, the acting is great, it's just great. Die Hard, the merriest explosions of Yuletide cheer.
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be here for New Year's.
And that's my top 11. Okay, what are you laughing at? What's so funny? What, is it the Star Wars Christmas special thing? Is that it? It's not that funny, okay? It doesn't exist anyway, you hear me? It doesn't exist! Excuse me one moment. Hello? A package for me? Well, okay, thanks. What a weird looking mailman. Huh, well, apparently I got a package in the mail. Huh, let's see what it is. That's not true! That's impossible!
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
You'll have paid the price for your lack of vision.
Please! Anything but this! I can't do it! I can't do it!
We would be honored if you would join